with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Happy Hump Day, everybody, and welcome to the Sunshine State's only true sports talk radio show where we focus on the teams and the topics that are important to you, the sports fan in the state of Florida. We are Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. I am Bianchi, Mike Bianchi, sports columnist of the Orlando Sentinel. That man right over there is Brandon Kravitz, the hardest working man in sports media behind the glass, the prodigy of production, primetime Jaden Grimes. We are coming to you live from Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, and all points in between on the iHeartRadio app. If you're watching us on YouTube, we have a new, I don't know what you call that, a board. What is this?
This is a stream. It's called a stream overlay, I think is that's like the back end. That's what it's called, at least in this website that I'm using. But yeah, we've got a new graphic.
You fixed it too. You fixed it. The borders aren't so wide.
I didn't fix it. Our graphics people fixed it, but I sent an email. So I'm a professional email sender over here, and we got it corrected. So yeah, it looks nice. We have. Well, don't worry about the word overlay. That's just what it says here on the website. This is a new graphic display for our video, and go check it out. YouTube, Twitter, wherever you can find us, 96.9 The Game. And yeah, it looks pretty schwanky.
Absolutely. We want to hear from you throughout the course of the show. You can enter that rage cage on the iHeartRadio app. Just hit that talk back microphone at the bottom of the screen and rage away. We've got a good rage topic today because we have a special guest today, right, Krabby Krabs?
That we do. I'm so excited for this. John Taffer, the star of Bar Rescue. That show is midday therapy for me. I've been watching it obsessively for years. I'm not kidding, Mike. I think I've seen just about every episode ever of Bar Rescue. It is one of my obsessions. That and Friends are the two shows that I watch the most religiously. I could just watch them on a loop. I love watching John Taffer yell at people. He has opened up a restaurant in Orlando, and he's going to talk with us about his time on TV as well as his new restaurant. And with that, I'll unveil it in the next segment, but we're going to be ranting about some restaurant experiences.
Absolutely. You can also text us at 50857 on the Mills Air text line. Let's get to some highlights and some headlines. Kravitz, the rumors and rumblings are hot and heavy coming out of Gainesville that Billy Napier will be fired after this week's homecoming game, whether he wins or loses. I don't have any sources telling me that, but there are a lot of rumors out there floating around. I think it goes without saying that if they lose, he's going to get fired because they have a bye week after homecoming before they play Georgia. Kravitz, do you fire the guy if he wins? I wouldn't.
That's why I think there's at least a chance that he gets fired before the game. It is still just Wednesday. These reports are out now, and why would you wait? Then you risk him winning the game, and then what? You just drag it out. If you're gonna put the dog down, put the dog down already, okay?
Yeah, if you're gonna put him down, whether he wins or loses this week, why wouldn't you have just put him down after he lost last week? Right?
Yeah. Well, I think why is that Scott Strickland doesn't want to do it, but he's feeling the pressure from the big boosters that fund the program. The quote in the story that's out there right now, this one's on Yahoo Sports. According to sources, Florida AD Scott Strickland met with a handful of influential boosters on Tuesday and was told that continuing support depends on a new direction for the football program. Why do you wait? Because you get that directive from the influential boosters. They're the ones that are running the show right now.
Well, I guess so. My Jaguars, it looks like Travis Hunter is going to have a bigger role on offense for the Jags starting Sunday over in London when they play the Rams. Head coach Liam Cohen said today that they're making it a priority to design and call more plays in which Hunter is the number one option, of course, to take advantage of his speed and athleticism. Kravitz, I think it's more than that. I think the Jaguars are over Brian Thomas Jr., who has way too many drops this year. He had another third down drop last Sunday against Seattle. He also looked like he didn't want to go over the middle on one pass, didn't extend himself. Yes, he caught a touchdown pass and probably should have caught another touchdown pass if Travis Hunter hadn't lined up offsides. But I think Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen are frustrated with Brian Thomas Jr.
Interesting. Yeah, and that's bold coming off of his best game of the season, essentially. But 8 catches, 90 yards, and a touchdown.
Did you see the drop, and did you see the pass over the middle where he sort of just stuck one arm out there?
I have not.
I don't really want to catch this.
Well, I have not seen that yet. I'm not saying that you're wrong or that it didn't happen. I have not come across that yet, but he was certainly doing that weeks ago, so it wouldn't surprise me if he is still not trying to take those shots across the middle. I say good, because Travis Hunter was a guy that I was a little bit cold on throughout the offseason from a fantasy perspective. And then once drafts came around, I got all drunk on Travis Hunter. He is the 74th wide receiver in PPR right now. So we need a little more offensive production for Mr. Hunter. Okay, I don't get any fantasy points for him deflecting passes on defense.
Of course, I dropped him a couple of weeks ago. So, yeah.
Can you pick him back up?
No, he's gone. Yeah. He's gone. Somebody sucked him up already. My Dodgers take a 2-0 lead in their NLCS series with the Brewers based on another pitching gem, this time from my man Yasi Yamamoto. Listen.
Strike 3, swinging. Yoshinobu Yamamoto goes the distance in game 2. The Dodgers win 5-1 and take a 2-0 series lead in this championship series. Yamamoto's first complete game of his major league career and the first Dodger complete game in a postseason game since Lima time in 2004.
Wow. Yoshi throws a 3-hitter for the Dodgers. As you just heard, it was the first postseason complete game anywhere in 8 years. Dodgers win 5-1. Kravitz, it doesn't even seem fair that the Dodgers starting pitching is as good as it is. I mean, Blake Snell allowed 1 hit in game 1. The Dodgers have played, 7 postseason games thus far. Their team ERA for their starters is 1.54.
This series is over, Mike. They might as well just not play the rest of these games. You can't go down 0-2 to the LA Dodgers. That team is just too good at just about everything. But before this becomes a narrative about the Dodgers, I want to shut it down right now, because everyone is going to do the same thing that they did last year when the Dodgers inevitably win the championship. They're going to say that the Dodgers bought the championship like they did last year. Okay. There are a lot of teams in baseball that spend a lot of money that don't do it as well as the LA Dodgers. I will reiterate something I said about Penn State and James Franklin yesterday. It's not about how much money you spend. It's about how much of the right money you spend. The Dodgers will outspend you, but they are also much better at spending money on the right people. And that's the reason they're as good as they are. But yeah, the Brewers are done.
Yeah. And plus, 2 of the 4 teams left in the playoffs are sort of small market, low spending teams. Exactly. The Mariners and the Brewers.
And the Brewers, and the Brewers, by the way, it's such a bad time for their bats to go cold. Do you realize that on the year, they ranked 3rd in runs scored, the 3rd most runs scored overall in baseball for 162 games, only behind the Yankees and the Dodgers, to not score but 2 runs in 2 games. If you're going to walk out of this season, which they will, with your heads held high, you got to put a couple more runners across home plate. Otherwise, what a waste of a magical season from the Brewers. They were the best team in baseball all year, not the Dodgers, and the Dodgers are about to smoke them out of the postseason.
Yeah, of course, the Dodgers were just cruising through the regular season.
It does feel like that. You know, it was like the old LA Lakers with Kobe and Shaq. Just crack your knuckles when it's postseason time, and then we can play some real baseball.
Those are your highlights and your headlines.
Up next, our daily source of inspiration and motivation. Got a doozy for you today, plus a look at our top story and some restaurant fury. Don't go anywhere.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Now, it's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, cash. That's cash. Enter it now online at 969thegame.com.
I've told you many times, International Diamond Center is Florida's direct diamond importer. IDC's been cutting out the middleman on diamonds for over 40 years. That's how they can guarantee a better price on every diamond. IDC has connections that go back for decades with diamond miners and cutters from all over the world. IDC's owner was once the supplier for jewelry stores all over the East Coast. So if you're getting engaged or upgrading her diamond, don't be fooled thinking some corporate-owned chain jeweler can come anywhere close to IDC in price, quality, selection, or customer service. And besides, wouldn't you rather buy from a local company? IDC is locally owned by the same family since the 1980s. They have such an incredible reputation for honesty and transparency and for being good citizens of Florida. They're not a corporate-owned chain store that sends their profits to Wall Street. It's just a no-brainer. Highest quality diamonds, unbeatable value, no middleman markup, strongest warranties, unrivaled selection. You want me to go on? I can. Great people and locally owned. Don't buy a diamond anywhere until you check out what they can do for you at International Diamond Center. For details, go to shopidc.com.
Honest, trustworthy, out for your best interest. Not things often said about roofing companies, but do yourself a favor and spend a moment researching Eustace Roofing. You'll find that those thoughts and those reviews are said all over the place. That's how they've been able to serve the Central Florida community the way that they have over the past 60 years. And this Halloween, get ready for the scary good deals, a spooktacular savings event with Eustace Roofing, $1,500 off of your roof replacement. Go ahead and find them online. Give them a call. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz sent you by. Eustace Roofing isn't just local. They're all over Orlando and Central Florida. It's a small town service serving all of Orlando. Visit them online, eustaceroofing.com.
Afternoon traffic starting to pile up in some familiar areas on the major roadways on I-4. Congestion through the city between Sand Lake Road and Osceola Parkway. There's some slowdowns. There's even some delays over St. John's River Bridge, I-4 eastbound before Dirksen Drive. Expect some delays there. Look out for emergency crews off to the shoulder. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Hurry! Mattress Firm's Upgrade Your Sleep sale ends soon. See their sleep experts today to find your perfect bed from their premium selection and save big on better rest. Mattress Firm. They make sleep easy.
At Straight Talk, we get it. You say no a lot.
Mom, can I get a tarantula?
No.
Coffee?
No. So we're giving you more reasons to say yes, like a free 5G phone with real unlimited data with select plan activation.
Can I use the free phone?
Yes. See, doesn't it feel good to say yes to more?
Absolutely. Face tattoo?
Absolutely not. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. In-store activation of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Your favorite band live, first chord hits. That's a thrill. But for the accident attorneys at Farah and Farah, one thrill beats them all.
It's the thrill of a win. But I've been there when the worry is real, when the bills pile up, when the pain doesn't quit, and getting the call that says, "We came through for you." That's huge. It's about seeing that weight lift, helping folks walk out better than when they walked in. Yeah, we're built for that.
Call Farah and Farah, Orlando.
If you want your windows there and wait, pick up the phone and just text free.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Miss us while we're gone? Download the Game On podcast on iHeartRadio and take us with you wherever and whenever you want. It's all of Bianchi and I's wildest takes on demand on the daily. And while you're at it, make us your number one preset as well. Just search Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz, the state of Florida's premier sports talk radio show. Now back to these ads.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
Hey, it's Ed Helms, host of Snafu, my podcast about history's greatest screw-ups. On our new season, we're bringing you a new snafu every single episode.
32 lost nuclear weapons. Wait, stop? What?
Yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of history, a whole lot of funny, and a whole lot of fabulous guests. Paul Scheer, Angela and Jenna, Nick Kroll, Jordan Klepper. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Snafu with Ed Helms, and listen now.
I'm a beer fanatic, so I don't settle for anything less than the best. And the folks at Hourglass Brewing deliver quality, consistency, everything I'm looking for in a good beer, with that neighborhood charm at their 2 Orlando locations. Hourglass Brewing is a first-class brewery from the same one that cranks out Zoneheads 35 once per year, but it's more than that. They crank out the hits on the daily. 25-plus Hourglass beers on tap every single day. Stop by for happy hour. $3 I4 iSource citrus lagers from 4 to 6 p.m., all day on Mondays. They even have wines, seltzers, ciders, something for everybody. Cozy up to the bar, get to know their friendly staff. Hourglass is a welcoming watering hole for the entire Orlando community, and they have a location right near downtown Orlando as well, on top of the one right around the corner from me in Longwood. This isn't mass-produced. This is craft. Fresh ingredients, local pride, and a taste that you can actually savor. So next time you need to unwind, skip the ordinary and raise a glass to the extraordinary. Raise a glass to Hourglass Brewing.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
You owe me an apology for Florida State. I think you owe me an apology. Okay. You say you're so negative, and I'm just being a realist. I'm not sure that one win makes them that good.
You're right. You were right. I owe you an apology. I'm sorry. You were absolutely right. I meant to lose to a double-digit underdog in Pitt, to lose to a double-digit underdog in Virginia, to lose. What was the other team they lost to?
Miami.
That's understandable. But, I mean, hell, James Franklin just got fired for losing the double-digit underdog. Right?
Just wrote that down. 447. I'm making that a promo.
I was wrong about Florida State, okay? I understand. Doctors bury their mistakes. Sports talk radio hosts utter theirs.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeartRadio app. The new home for the Miami Dolphins is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Just search 96.9 The Game. Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Perusing right along. You can find us across the Sunshine State, AM 930 in Jacksonville. Check. FM 96.5 The Spear in Tallahassee. Double check. And right here, home base in Orlando, Florida on FM 96.9 The Game. Triple check on that. Streaming everywhere on the iHeartRadio app and on YouTube. Just search 96.9 The Game, no spaces, and we will pop right up. Coach Mosley, what you got?
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily coach quote of the day.
It is time for our daily source of inspiration and motivation, and today's is about the trophies that matter. The big trophies represent external achievements, championships, awards, titles, financial success, and recognition. They're shiny, symbolic, and significant, but they're also temporary because when our time on earth comes to an end, we're called home, and none of those trophies come with us. What endures are the living trophies, the people that we inspire along the way.
That is somewhat true. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think Byron Nelson once said, you can't take money to the grave with you, but you can take championships. I think championships live forever. Even when you're dead and gone, if you were great at something, people are going to remember that. The people.
It depends
matter.
on how
It
depends on how deep you want to get with it, because I think if you were to go super galaxy brain with it and say we're all just floating on a spinning rock in outer space trying to avoid meteors that can crush us, and
like the Kansas song "Dust in the Wind."
What does it really matter? But then once you say that, nothing matters because we're all just matter. Hey, little science joke for you. But I mean, actually, you can take it with you. I believe the Egyptians did this all the time. They would put stuff in the tombs with the pharaohs so that they had gold with them in the next life. So I don't have any trophies to be buried with, but if I had them, I'd want them in my casket with me.
I got some sports writer awards. Maybe I'll take some of those sports writer award plaques.
You know what you should do? You should take that newspaper. Remember when somebody wiped their backside with one of your columns?
Yeah.
You should put that in there. Take that with you. just to keep you humble. All right, our Rage Cage topic of the day. I'm excited about this one. We have John Taffer, who is the star of Bar Rescue. He's also opening a new restaurant, Taffer's Tavern, on iDrive. It opens today. So really cool that we have that in our backyard now. There's 4 locations in the country. 3 of them are in Georgia. And then there's one on iDrive now. What was the last bad experience that you had at a restaurant? Hit us up in the Rage Cage. I want the stories today of what happened the last time you were in a restaurant and things just went south. Mike, I have one. This actually happened just a couple of days ago. I was at a restaurant with my wife and son, and she ordered, my kid loves steak. And so we like the fact that he's a steak eater, loves the red meat. So she orders a steak, a big one that they can share. And she ordered it medium well, slight pink in the middle. This thing comes out. I thought it still had eyes and a nose. It was mooing so much. I like medium rare, and even I would have sent it back. It was not cooked. Only the edges of it. So now the whole dinner's messed up because I got salmon, and my salmon came out good. And what am I going to do? You know, am I going to
ruin salmon? I
can't just let it sit there. So they take the steak back, and this is part 1 of this restaurant screwing this up. Is they went and they just threw the same steak back on the grill after it had been cut into. I'm not an advocate for wasting food, but the second you throw a steak that's already been cut into back on the grill, it loses all of its juice. So now you're getting a crappy steak back. That she gets it back, it's still medium rare. Now it's to a temperature where I would like it, but this is not what she ordered. She ordered medium well, and it wasn't even close to that. So she looked at me because she felt all bad. She was just going to keep it. I said, we're sending that puppy back. And they bring it out, and now it looks like dog food when they bring it out the 3rd time, because the cooks I've worked in the restaurant business. You send a steak back twice, those cooks hate you. And they made sure that thing wasn't going to be sent back a 3rd time. So they burnt it to a crisp. It was gross. And then
Plus they probably spit all over it.
I get the apology, probably. I get the apology from the server, and she goes to print the check, slaps it on the table, and the steak is on the bill. I'm like, guys, there's no way I'm paying for this. What are we doing? What kind of operation are we running here? I didn't yell at anybody, but I did not pay for that steak. Let me tell you that. Terrible service.
That's one of the things that doesn't. I don't have a particular story, but any business, all right. If the customer, whether it be Publix or what, if the customer is unhappy because you've done something wrong, give them something for free. Give him something for free, and that makes them happy. That makes you happy. Like if they would have just taken that steak off the bill, you would have been happy. You wouldn't have been complaining, right?
Yeah, just I think at the point where they screwed up the flow of dinner that much, the proper thing to do, without question, that steak comes off the check, and then a manager needs to be touching the table, needs to be coming over and going, okay, what happened? Or I apologize. You should really already be getting the story. I did eventually get a manager to come over and talk to me, and she goes, so what happened with the steak? I'm like, I know that you guys have already talked about this. What do you need my side of the story? This isn't some
Mm-hmm.
full-blown investigation. It was undercooked. I sent it back. That's it. It's awful.
At the very least, not only should they have given you your steak free, but how about, hey guys, sorry we disrupted your dinner. Here's some free dessert too.
I think the best thing that you can do, the steak needs to come off the bill. They should give you some sort of coupon to come back, because the biggest, and this isn't me just trying to get a free meal out of this. If you're running a restaurant, there's so much competition out there, Mike. You can't afford to piss off one of your customers to the point where they just go, I'll just go somewhere else. You need them to come back to you, because all of those people that walk through your door are so valuable. There's 1 million restaurants opened up in Orlando. There's one everywhere you look. You don't have to walk but 3 steps to find another restaurant. So especially in this market, in this economy, Mikey, better treat your customers right. We want to hear from you on the iHeartRadio Talkback and Let It Rage. Up next, the Miami Dolphins are imploding from the inside. We'll check in with the man himself, Juice. OJ McDuffie on the way next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Oh, I love waking up in the morning with a little chill in the air like we've had the last couple of days. What I don't like, though, is when your wealth management goals are left out in the cold. Don't let that happen. You need to call Trajan Wealth. I used to wonder, do I really have enough to retire? Am I missing something? Then I sat down with Trajan Wealth. They gave me real answers, helped me roll over my old 401k, built a plan that made sense. They're fiduciary advisors. And fiduciary, you know what that means? That means if they don't make money unless you make money. So they put your needs first, and they treated me like family. Jeff Jr., a Marine veteran, leads Trajan Wealth with that Semper Fi, always faithful mindset in a world of volatility, full of volatility with the tariffs and global unrest and the market swings. It's comforting to know I've got a team in my corner. Don't leave your retirement plan out in the cold. Call Trajan Wealth today. 407-213-0000 or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule your free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client paid advertisement, additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
I've been telling you guys about Kevin Krager with LPT Realty, one of the top 25 producing agents in Central Florida, and he joins me now to chat about the latest in real estate. How do you help buyers and sellers compete and win in this market?
Very similar ways for both. I consider us to be in a buyer's market right now where prices are slowly sliding back to reality. And so I tell buyers, instead of coming in with like a super low offer to try and lowball a seller, let's give them what they're asking for, but let's ask for some concessions back. And we can use that money to to buy down your rate, save, $150, $200 a month on your mortgage. And it's the same on the seller side. I tell them we have to price things appropriately. I'll tell you what to repair, what not to repair, but then I also set the expectation of we are in a buyer's market. So buyers are going to be asking for some of that money back to help them buy down the rate. As long as those expectations are set from the start, I think it's pretty easy to succeed in today's market.
When it comes to real estate, experience matters. Trust Kevin Krager to guide you right along. Search him by name on Facebook or call him 44635. For the first time ever, La Liga is hosting an official league match outside of Spain, and it's happening right here in Miami. On Saturday, December 20th, see Villarreal and Barcelona go head-to-head at Hard Rock Stadium. Don't miss your chance to be part of history. Go to LaLigaMiami.com to sign up for ticket presale access Saturday, December 20th, Hard Rock Stadium, Villarreal, Barcelona. Be there.
We finally switched to T-Mobile because with them, we can be connected here and there.
Listos todos.
Now we just need to harmonize.
Switch today. Get 4 Samsung Galaxy S25 phones with Galaxy AI. Plus, get 4 lines for just $25 per line. Visit a store, T-Mobile.com, or call 1-800-T-Mobile. 1-800-T-Mobile. For well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes and fees and $35 per line connection charge. Minimum 4 lines on plan. Contact us if canceling lines. Plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Here's some.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
I'm Burt Ward, Robin from TV's Batman, and I believe there's nothing more precious than life. 20 years ago, we got a dog for our daughter. Then she fell in love with 2 Great Dane puppies. We were worried about the short lifespan of dogs. We created Gentle Giant's dog and puppy food and a special feeding and care program to add years to the lives of our dogs. And we'd like to do the same thing for you and your dog. Life doesn't have to be too short for your best friend.
Gentle Giants, because there's nothing more precious than life.
Straight Talk presents the math of more. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
Do you know what employees say is their number one perk at work? Extra PTO? Nope. Gym memberships? Guess again. It's free lunch. And what's the best way to order food for work? EasyCater, a food tool built for the modern workplace. With online ordering from a huge variety of restaurants for any group size, tools to meet dietary needs and stay on budget, employee meal programs, and more, all on one platform. So perk up your workplace with EasyCater. Order now at easycater.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Eustace Roofing. New roof, no mess.
Moving Day, a walk for Parkinson's, is happening around the country this spring. More than just a walk, Moving Day is a fun experience that unites the community in the fight against Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's doesn't stop, and neither will we. So let's get moving. Join the Parkinson's Foundation to learn more and register for an event in your area at movingdaywalk.org. That's movingdaywalk.org.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Wednesday, we are going to be expecting another nice day temperature-wise. Plan for highs to reach the mid-80s. We'll see a few more clouds today, though. Winds will be picking up, clouds will roll in, and that will be ahead of a couple of showers that will make their way onshore as the day wears on, eventually arriving into the Orlando area, say by noon today, lasting all the way through about 6, 7 o'clock tonight. We'll dry things back out, though, as we head to Friday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
Your new Dell PC with Intel Core Ultra helps you handle a lot when your holiday to-dos get to be a lot. Like organizing holiday shopping, responding to requests, and customers requesting custom things. Luckily, the Dell PC helps you get it all done. That's the power of a Dell PC with Intel inside. Get yours at Dell.com/deals.
Felt like you missed something this morning?
It's becoming a disgusting habit at this point.
You did. You can listen while you get ready in the morning.
Wake up with us.
Just tell Alexa to play 96.9 The Game. Another week of Dolphins football has come and gone. Let's recap all the action with the legend himself. Presented by the Flynn Law Office.
Oh my, Rick, what a beautiful play. O.J. McDuffie, the #1 pick.
Here's O.J. McDuffie.
Miami has a Dolphin, the greatest football team.
Miami Dolphins legend O.J. McDuffie joins us as we wrap up Week 6 for the Miami Dolphins. This segment presented by Trey Flynn Law, your free case evaluation, just a click or a phone call away. Visit TreyFlynn.com or dial 407-557-6350. Drama, O.J. Never a dull moment with these Miami Dolphins, is there?
Oh, my goodness, man. It never stops. It never stops. I mean, during the season, off season, preseason, whatever it might be, man, there's always some type of drama with this team. Boy, do we ask for it, don't we? We actually ask for this stuff.
Very true. Explain this to us from a player's perspective. Where did Tua go wrong at the podium? I don't want to put words in your mouth. Maybe you think he didn't go wrong, but you tell me from a player's perspective how it would land. Tua saying publicly that guys aren't showing up to players-only meetings or they're showing up late. How'd you feel about that?
Yeah, no, to all players, everybody I've talked to, everybody, we're all pissed off. We're not even on that team right now. We know what would happen if that was done, by a player of ours, when we played back in our day or even, more recently, because even some current players feel the same way. You just don't do that. There's some things that stay in-house. Say there was a fight that broke out in the locker room. That should never leave the locker room. Say there was an argument, that happened in a meeting. That should never leave, the meeting room or ever leave that building. For him to get up there and, call players out, whoever they might be, that's something that just doesn't happen in football locker rooms. And for him to really, pass the blame and pass the buck on the other players, it's pretty pathetic in my opinion. And, I know some guys that I play with that might have had some words or might even, unfortunately thrown some hands with Tua over that stuff.
OJ, I'm wondering, because it was Tua who said it. I mean, you played with Dan Marino. What if Dan Marino, who obviously has a lot more cachet than Tua has, what if Dan Marino had been up there and said that when you guys were?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm sorry. For one, if Danny was calling player-only meetings, we'd be going to him. So he would never have to worry about actually saying that to us, And, the difference would be that, it shows a lack of respect that they have for Tua, in my opinion, because, guys that have respect by their teammates, they show up for things like that. Now, I've heard different things about it. Now, players-only meeting, at the beginning, it was like you thought it was like a players-only meeting, all 53 plus practice squad guys in a big conference room all by themselves. But now it turns out really that it's more like guys sitting around and players only watching film by themselves without the coaches around, which is a little bit different, because, instead of the other way around. And so, but also, look, guys now, man, look, guys now can watch film anytime they want, however they want to watch it. You can take it home. I remember when I played, and Zach Thomas used to order breakfast, lunch, and dinner to the facility because you couldn't watch film at home like these guys can. You had to watch there with whatever they had available at the facility. So, it kind of changed my mind about it. But at the same time, though, he shouldn't have said anything about anybody missing anything because that's supposed to stay in house. If those guys are, not held accountable for that, it should be handled by the players and not by the media like we're doing now.
Also, what have you noticed about the offense since Tyreek's been out? Have you noticed a drastic change or anything that stands out to you?
Yeah, I do. I noticed the distribution is a lot different. They're not forcing the ball into Tyreek the whole time because he's not available. Other guys are getting opportunities. It's good to see Waddle, even though he had the forced interception, I like to call it, because he should have caught that pass and gave to a mark on his record for the game. I like the fact that a lot of guys have to be involved, and that's good because Tua now has the opportunity to go out there and find who's ever open instead of forcing it to Tyreek most of the time. And you can tell by the opportunities these guys got, between Waddle and even Julian Hill and HN, and Wallace still doesn't get enough opportunities, but at least he's getting more opportunities. Whereas you look at, if you ever look at that target number, usually Tyreek's probably in the double digits, and everybody else probably like 5 or 6.
Talking to OJ McDuffie here for his weekly visit, chatting Miami Dolphins football. What happened at the end of the game against the Chargers? They just breezed down the field. The Dolphins, it felt like, had the game won. Was that just a great play from Herbert and McConkey, or was that highly avoidable in your view?
It should have been avoidable, but what do we expect right there, Brandon? You think about it. I mean, their last 7 or 8 drives, they had field goal, punt, touchdown, field goal, punt, field goal. We weren't stopping them ever. Most of the game, we did not stop them. They had 3 drives where we didn't stop them. That we did stop them. One was a fumble, there was a punt, and another punt. The rest of them were scoring drives. So I was never comfortable, even with it being under a minute left to play in that game. So although we got what we asked for Tua, we asked Tua to go down there and win the game in the fourth quarter. I thought he did a marvelous job of doing that with 2 touchdown drives. Our defense then now, the complementary football situation couldn't get a stop when we needed them to.
The Dolphins are in Cleveland this weekend. They are underdogs to a Cleveland Browns team that is 1-5, quarterbacked by a rookie who has started a pair of games. Are the players, do you think they are aware of that, and will they use that as some source of motivation?
They always know what the line is. I'm sure I always knew what the line was, and you always try to view it as respect or disrespect, depending on what side of the line you were on. I hope they're paying attention to it, and I hope they're chomping at the bit to get after a rookie quarterback. Motivation for those guys, I don't know. I thought some of these other games should have been motivating factors for this football team, and they haven't turned out to be. And that's frustrating. That's very frustrating. So going on the road in Cleveland against a team that's got a great defense, offense struggling, we'll see, man. But the coaches can only do so much at certain points. We talk about what Tua did in the last game in that fourth quarter, and we talk about the defense didn't get done. That's what I'm saying. The coaches can't play. The players got to go out there and find a way to win this game.
Let's wrap on a bright spot so that we're not just negative about the Dolphins the whole time. There is one bright spot on the team. His name is Devon Achane. 16 times he carried the ball, 128 yards, 8 yards per carry. He scored 2 touchdowns last week. How impressed have you been with his growth as a professional running back?
Oh, he's been incredible. He's been incredible. And, a lot of times, of course, teams are going to come in with a game plan to stop him. And a lot of times it doesn't happen, which is impressive, man. And you also have to talk about the fact that he had the great numbers, the great stat line, but don't forget his long touchdown was extremely long, and and it makes things look a lot better. But Devon he's a heck of a football player, and we count on him a lot, maybe too much at times, but he's all we've got at times as well. So I'm impressed with him, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from him.
Great stuff as always. Dolphins analyst and legend OJ McDuffie. Always appreciate your weekly visit, talking all things Fins, presented by Trey Flynn Law, board certified in criminal trials at the state and the federal level. That's Trey Flynn Law, 407-557-6350. Thanks so much, OJ. Let's go get a win this weekend.
You got it, man. We need it. Got to have it.
Fingers crossed on that. Up next, Grade the Take coming up, plus your texts, your talkbacks.
Your fingers.
Enter the What else do I have left?
Uncross your fingers.
I should be cheering for drafts picks at this point. You're probably right about that. More Game On next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Well, maybe the Dolphins aren't your best bet for this weekend. Hard Rock Bet, though, is fully loaded this time of year. Baseball postseason, football in full swing, both at the college and pro level. NBA right around the corner, less than 10 days away. You can use the Stats Hub, bet with confidence, finding the hottest streaks, the latest line moves, and more, all on the Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub. I hate to brag, but I had FIU, the Panthers, covering the spread last night. The Dodgers won. And I was on the Falcons on Monday Night Football. So we're having a great start to the week over on Hard Rock Bet. Come and join me. Parlays, teasers, props, whatever your flavor. Hard Rock has the toppings to make that sports action ever so sweet. The app is safe, slick, reliable, and updated to the second, and payouts are lightning quick. Head to Hard Rock Bet and roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888 Admit it.
All you home buyers out there, mortgage rates keep going down and inventory's up. And the Nickley Group is helping buyers save an average of $24,000 by negotiating rate buydowns, seller concessions, and the Hometown Heroes program, where first responders, teachers, nurses can save up to $25,000 in down payment and closing costs. And when you buy through the Nickley Group, you're not just getting a house, you're getting a team, free moving trucks, free home warranty, and more. Download their free buyer's guide at thenickleyGroup.com. If you want to buy or sell quickly, just call Nickley.
Traffic stop and go on 408 westbound before I-4. 2 right lanes are blocked there. There's a car off to the shoulder getting cleared up on I-4 eastbound before Dirksen Drive. Expect some slowdowns heading over St. John's River Bridge. Look out for a crash getting cleared up off to the shoulder on the beach line westbound near Greenway Main Toll Plaza. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
You can depend on Florida farmers. Our farm is where we live and work. It's where we raise our families and provide for yours. When you shop for Florida-grown fruits and vegetables, look for local. Choose Fresh from Florida, the homegrown brand of Florida farmers.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-213-0000. 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
You took the elevator to the 48th floor and handed him the briefing. Your fingertips touched, sending a shockwave of desire through the air. The room pulsed with a silent craving as he drew you in with his smoldering gaze before uttering the words your body ached to hear.
Next train on track 2 is delayed.
And all the while, you were on your commute home. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover romance titles on Audible.
At Straight Talk, we get it. You say no a lot. Mom, can I get a tarantula? No. Coffee? No. So we're giving you more reasons to say yes, like a free 5G phone with real unlimited data with select plan activation. Can I use the free phone? Yes. See, doesn't it feel good to say yes to more? Absolutely. Face tattoo? Absolutely not. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. In-store activation of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Let's talk about Pizza Bruno. This place is top notch. I mean nuts. Sorry, I can't get the garlic knots out of my head. You want meatballs, you want salads, you want fresh ingredients in every single mouth-watering bite. Pizza Bruno is your spot. Try my personal favorite, the spicy Stetson, crunchy pepperoni, big dollops of ricotta cheese, and hot honey. It is so good. 3 locations in Central Florida, Edgewater, Maitland, and on Curry Ford Road. Visit pizzabruno.fl.com and work up an appetite.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks, handcrafted with their signature espresso and real pumpkin sauce. Then topped with whipped cream, cinnamon, and nutmeg. PSL. Get it while it's hot or iced. Only at Starbucks.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Your radio just got a digital upgrade.
With the free iHeartRadio app, you can save your favorite stations, playlists, and podcasts
With easy presets.
It's your personal audio passport. Get what millions already have.
The free iHeartRadio app.
The #1 app for radio.
Thanks to you, thousands of teachers now have the tools they need to thrive, and their students do too.
Oh my gosh, yes.
To receive the nomination, beyond words.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
We really appreciate it.
That is so
iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose, building brighter futures one classroom at a time.
I'm certain it's going to be well spent. It takes a lot of tools to make our program run.
And we're just getting started. Help keep the momentum going and nominate a teacher who's made a difference in your life at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
You know, when your car breaks down, you want a mechanic you can trust, someone who fixes the problem and doesn't try to sell you things you don't need. Well, in Florida, your air conditioner is every bit as important as your car, maybe even more. And for 40 years, Jason and his crew at Ziegler Air Conditioning have been the AC company Central Florida trusts. I'll never forget this past Labor Day weekend. It was 95 degrees. My AC went out, and I thought my holiday was ruined. But within an hour, Ziegler Air had a tech at my door, the problem fixed, and my weekend saved. They're a carrier and factory authorized dealer, which means they get the best deals and rebates. And unlike other companies, Ziegler's techs don't get paid commissions. Their job is to fix the problem, not sell you stuff you don't need. Honest service, real people, and 40 years of keeping Central Florida cool. So the next time the heat is on, don't sweat it. Call Ziegler Air Conditioning at 407-245-8765. That's 407-245-8765. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
Let's take a moment to breathe. Deep inhale. Extend your spine. Remain focused on what you're doing. If safe to do so, exhale slowly, leaning to one side. Inhale back to center. If safe to do so, exhale slowly to the opposite side. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. This message is brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ed Council.
WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2 Cocoa Beach Orlando. The UCF Knights are heard here. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
It's time to rage, ladies and gentlemen. Enter the rage cage on the iHeartRadio TalkBack. Just tap that microphone icon and let it fly. You have 30 seconds to leave us a voicemail, and then we'll play it on the show. Take us with you wherever you go on the iHeartRadio app. Make us your #1 preset, and we'll ride with you in the car. Head to Pizza Bruno as well, your weekly pizza fix, pizzabruno.fl.com. Work up an appetite there. What are you doing over there, Mike?
I just sneezed.
Oh, okay. Oh, it sounded like you were wrestling a grizzly bear for a second.
Really? Did you hear that? I tried to be discreet about it. What's the rage cage? What's the rage cage topic again?
It is the last bad experience you had at a restaurant. You want to know what it is. We actually have one that is from Luke. Let's hear from Luke.
Good afternoon. I went to a restaurant yesterday, and when I got the check at the end of the day, My total bill was $30, and when at the bottom it said 20% tip, suggested was $9, and I said, "How is $9 20% of my $30 bill?" And the girl goes, "Oh, that's based on the retail price, not the lunch special price." And I said, "That was not right," in reference to the bill. Thanks, guys.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Just inventing new percentages out there.
Based on the retail price? Okay. What are we, car dealers now?
I don't like this suggested tip stuff. Okay. I can do 20% math, and I'll just and also I'm a good tipper. I worked in the service industry. I believe in tipping and all of that stuff. But I believe in tipping as not a requirement, but as like I'm doing you a solid, you know? So this isn't something that I should just be told like you need to put it here. This is the exact amount. What if I want to leave you more than 20%? Okay.
Right.
Don't back me into a corner here.
Don't pigeonhole the crab.
That's right. Don't. We got one on the text line that said that I'm not going to mention the place because I don't think that'll be good for business, but it says that the bar food is garbage and overpriced. There's a lot of places out there, and if you go to certain parts of town, overpriced is going to be the name of the game for you. Like we're going to talk with John Taffer from Bar Rescue later in the show. I'm sure that his tavern is a really nice place. I bet it's expensive. Taffer's Tavern on iDrive. I mean, think about what the rent prices are for these businesses now. They kind of have to hike up the prices.
I have a rage. And this happened about 3 weeks ago. I was in a restaurant, and I don't want to be the grumpy old guy, okay?
But your soup wasn't hot enough?
No. What really irks me, it was a casual place, all right? But the table about 2 or 3 tables away, they had a kid. And the kid, they're letting the kid run around the restaurant and run around to where I'm sitting, and I'm getting like, anxious because this kid is running. It's a restaurant. You're supposed to sit at your table. I remember when my daughter was young, she was acting up at a restaurant. I never would let her run around and bother people.
Yeah.
At a restaurant, but she was acting up. She was about 5 or 6 years old. And I took her right outside the restaurant. Her food was there. Our food was there. I took her out there, and right by the entrance to the restaurant, I sat her down on the sidewalk and put her in timeout. And every time somebody would walk by into the restaurant, I'd go, "She's been a bad girl. She's in timeout." And she was so embarrassed. She never acted up in a restaurant again.
Yeah.
That's how you handle kids who act up in restaurants.
I'm with you on that. It's difficult because you don't want the food to get cold and all of that, but these are teachable moments for the kiddos.
Right.
I'm assuming that it depends on where you are though, as far as the running around thing. Like if you're at Fuddruckers or
no, I wasn't at Chuck E. Cheese. Okay.
A quick rage for places that have stopped giving out free bread at the beginning of the meals. Can we normalize that again? Every time I go to a place and they bring me the bread, I think I very much appreciate this. Why is this not an industry standard? I should get bread. I'm about to spend a bunch of money with you. The least you could do is drop a little bread at the table. Get me ready to go.
I like to just go eat the free bread and then order like some sort of app. Just fill up on the bread.
This is why they stopped serving the free bread, because of this. More Game On the way. We'll pause for a moment. Let the talented folks at Fox Sports Radio get you all caught up with the latest and greatest in sports. Grade the Take coming your way 60 seconds away right here on Game On. Don't go anywhere.
Live, local, in your face, and bald. Very bald. Let's send you to the studio for the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
We're back. Broadcasting live in Orlando, Jacksonville, and Tallahassee. It's Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz, the premier sports talk radio show in the state of Florida. Light us up on the Mills Air text line. That's 50857. We're taking your talkbacks on the Rage Cage as well. Today's topic, the last bad experience you had at a restaurant. We've got John Taffer from Bar Rescue, who's going to be joining us in the middle of this hour. And then we're off early before we get to 6 p.m. Magic Insiders will air at 5:30 here in Orlando, and then kick it over to Night Talk with Mark Daniels and head coach Scott Frost. Do you think that's going to be a cheery episode of Night Talk after 3 straight losses now?
Frosty's actually been sort of upbeat about he's actually encouraged. Every public comment I've seen, he's actually been kind of encouraged that the team is competing in these games. So I don't think it'll be a downtrodden Scott Frost tonight at all.
I don't know if you're not as obsessed with these lines as I am. Have you seen the line on the UCF West Virginia game yet?
I'm assuming UCF since it's a home game, UCF's probably favored by, I haven't seen it.
Okay, good. I wanted to guess the spread with you. Go ahead.
I'm going to go UCF favored by 6.
7.5. Not bad. Not a bad guess.
Okay.
I didn't realize West Virginia was that bad, because UCF does not look like a team that's worthy of being a touchdown plus favorite, but here they are.
Yeah, West Virginia. Although West Virginia is coming off a bye week, so hopefully, not hopefully, but that could help them.
Uncle Paulie might have a little something to say about that. Shout out to Eustace Roofing, keeping us safe through this Florida weather. 4.9 Google rating, over 1,000 satisfied customer reviews. If you give Eustace a call, tell him that Brandon Kravitz sent you by. Head to eustaceroofing.com. You can schedule your free estimate there. Mike, it's time to get your ruler out, your number 2 pencil, and your abacus. We're heading back to school. It's time to grade the take. And you are grading on both quality and overall heat of the take. Am I getting a good mood Bianchi today or a tough grader Bianchi today? I need to know what I'm dealing with.
I'm always the same. I am very even keel, very unbiased when it comes to grade to take. I don't grade on a curve from week to week. I'm very consistent.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that goes today. Let's start with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Everybody's talking about Baker Mayfield as the MVP of the NFL. I think people are having the wrong conversation. I'm here to tell you it's not about Baker for MVP. It's about Todd Bowles, Coach of the Year.
That's temperature wise, that's a hot take. One that I haven't really heard. And it's a good take. Quality. It's a quality take. It's a hot temperature take. That is an A+ take because
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
Yeah. Todd Bowles. The fact of the matter is, we thought Todd Bowles, when Bruce Arians left, we thought Todd Bowles was just a sort of a stopgap while the Bucs rebuilt. And what have they done? They've won 4 straight division titles, probably be 5 straight division titles, and are Super Bowl contenders now. So, yeah, great take.
Thank you. And, it's another layer to the grading system. I've noticed that you really like the uniqueness of the take. So it's take quality, take heat, and take uniqueness also. It's actually 3 levels.
Well, I thought uniqueness was quality.
Okay. All right. Layered into the quality of it. Let's go to college. Carson Beck has really turned around his college career. Down with Georgia, back up with Miami, 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. His team is 5-0. Carson Beck will be the next in now consecutive years of quarterbacks that transferred to Miami and then became the number 1 quarterback taken in the NFL draft.
Cam Ward obviously did it. Have there been others?
Well, this would just be consecutive years. Was the point.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's not.
I made it sound like there was a long line of this, but it's it would just be the last 2. But both similar scenarios where you have a quarterback that, take your pills, Mikey, that transfers in to Miami and then boosts their draft stock.
That's a quality take. That's a quality take. That's a B+ take. It's also a somewhat hot take. I'm going to give you an A- on that because I do think, I mean, let's face it, 2 years ago at Georgia, people thought he was going to be maybe the number 1 pick in the draft. Then he has the down year at Georgia, gets injured, has the shoulder issue, then goes to Miami, and now suddenly he's back to maybe being the old Carson Beck. A- on that one.
Does it change your grade at all? That I'm not sure I actually believe that, what I just said.
No.
Okay. No. I don't think he's actually going to be the first quarterback taken, but I do think he's going to go in the first round based on the way that this season has gone. Given the strength of the pitching that we are seeing at the top of these rotations, Mike, and I do firmly believe this, it is tougher to come back from being down 0-3 in a baseball series than in any other sport with a 7-game series. Basically basketball or hockey. It's tougher to do it in baseball.
You talking about 0-3 or 0-2?
0-3, which I assume the Brewers will be down 0-3 by the end of the next time they play. And could happen to the Blue Jays as well.
I mean, all you have to do is go to, I mean, any level of baseball, okay? Any level from little league up to high school through college. If you have one dominant pitcher that pitches through one dominant pitcher in high school can pitch you to a state championship. All right. One dominant pitcher in college can pitch you through the College World Series, or at least get you quite far in the College World Series. If you have 2 or 3 dominant pitchers like the Dodgers have, absolutely, it's almost impossible to come back from down 0-2 or 0-3. That is an A+ take in quality and temperature.
I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
I'm hot today. This year, fantasy football championships will be decided by this single fact. Were you the one who picked up Rico Dowdle off the waiver wire?
Okay, that's a ridiculous take. It's a ridiculous take. That's not going to be what decides it, but it could certainly contribute. The fact that you even spewed that take out with what Rico Dowdle has done the last 2 weeks, over 200 yards from scrimmage, both weeks. I'm gonna give you an A for temperature of the take because it's definitely a hot take, but quality of the take, I'll give you a D, which means I'll give you a B-.
I'll take it. I will take that. I thought that was one of my worst takes that I had here. So,
but it was a hot take. Temperature.
And I saw the report today that Chuba Hubbard is back at practice. Everyone's like, get back.
No. Sit down, Chuba. Sit down. You're still injured. You just don't know it or not. We're trying to take care of you.
Fantasy
You're
managers
still going to get paid, by the way. You're still going to get paid, Chuba. Even though we shouldn't have given you that salary during the offseason, we're still going to pay you.
Fantasy managers are like, hey, Chuba, you ever heard of Nancy Kerrigan? We're coming for you. Given the uncertainty in the AFC, it is not that far-fetched to think that the Pittsburgh Steelers, with Rodgers at quarterback, with TJ Watt coming off the edge, could actually win the Super Bowl this year, making them a good bet on the Hard Rock app.
I don't know what the odds
30-1.
30-1. Nah, that's That's a hot take. That's an A in temperature, A plus in temperature. But as far as a good take, I guess I'll give you a C because the AFC does look like it's up for grabs with the Ravens, being out of it, the Bengals being out of it, the Bills are looking shaky now. The Patriots are leading one division, Indianapolis is leading another. You know what? I'm going to give you an A on both. That's not a bad. That's a hot take and a good take.
I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
So I actually bet this. If you're looking at the AFC playoff picture, right now, the Steelers are the 2 seed. They're in a division right now with a sinking Ravens team, a Bengals team that's not that good, and the Browns are one of the worst teams in the NFL. They continue to play these teams. They're going to continue to rack up wins. I happen to think the Steelers are a fraud, but you can fraud your way to the Super Bowl. And with the way that this conference looks right now, if they end up first round bye, and then in the second round, they could end up playing a team like the Chargers, the Patriots.
Are you betting? Did you bet that they're just going to get to the Super Bowl?
I bet that they would win it just because the number was so big. And then if they just get to the Super Bowl, I would just bet the team that they're going up against and ensure myself a profit. This is betting genius.
Why would you bet them and not another like the Jaguars or the
because so I'm glad that you asked. One, I think that this is all about seeding. They have to have home field advantage, so I feel like I have a leg up being on the side of the home team. And this is where in a playoff situation, end of game, we're talking about critical moments. Aaron Rodgers can make the play, and TJ Watt can make the play. So I think when you have guys with that much experience going up against other players like Drake May, like Trevor Lawrence, like Bo Nix, all those guys are in the playoff picture right now. All of a sudden, this Steelers team could veteran savvy their way through a very weakened AFC and doing it all in Pittsburgh. So they're in a really this is a very Pittsburgh specific take for me.
What'd you say? They're 30-1?
They're 30-1. They opened the season 40-1. The prices have not adjusted properly on where Pittsburgh sits right now. This is not a prediction. I don't think the Steelers are going to win the Super Bowl, but they are in a really, really good spot.
So if you were to bet $100, you could win $3,000?
If you were to bet $100 on them, that would be 3,000. I believe you're right about that.
Oh, wow.
Well, I bet $10 on it for 300. So,
okay, that's pretty good.
All right, last one. Oh, wow, we're really up against the time-wise. So, screw it. We're going to fit this one in. Colin Cowherd has started his show with Dodgers Talk on multiple occasions over the past couple of weeks. I believe that this is an edict from Fox management since the World Series will air on Fox. Your thoughts? Grade the take.
A plus. Okay. A plus on both.
I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
Colin Cowherd never talks baseball.
Ever.
Never talks baseball, even during the playoffs. And plus he's based in LA. So he's there's probably some of that as well, the regional bias. But yeah, I think Fox. So I mean, ESPN tells their radio hosts what to talk about, gives them the topics to talk about. So why wouldn't Colin Cowherd be the same? Yeah, good take. Really good take.
All right. That was my best grade to take yet. See, this is where cramming is not beneficial, kids, because usually I just cram this segment. I'd been thinking about this one all week, and it helped. Coming up, more Game On the way. We'll get to your texts, your talkbacks. John Taffer is going to join us from Bar Rescue in the middle of the 4 o'clock hour as well. Don't go anywhere.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. Now, it's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. That's check. Enter it now online at 969thegame.com.
If you've been on the fence about selling your home, get off the fence and get on the horse. Let me tell you what the Nickley Group told me, all right? They said, forget the national headlines. What matters is what's happening in your zip code. And right now, and right here in Central Florida, homes are flying. Sellers with the right team are getting multiple offers, fast closings, and big equity payouts. The Nickley Group even has a cash offer option, no showings, close in 14 days, or list it and let them help you get top dollar. The Nickley Group gets their sellers 6% more than the average. Either way, you win, baby. For a guaranteed offer on your home, visit thenicklygroup.com. That's thenicklygroup.com. If you want to buy or sell quickly, just call Nickley.
This is your Tools Ace Hardware assist of the night. How good can this Magic team be? Well, with a little help from the right people, the sky is the limit for Paolo and company.
Now Paolo on the run out. He'll lay it up and in and one.
If you're gearing up for game day, Tools Ace is your MVP for grilling greatness. From Big Green Egg to Traeger, they've got everything you need to fire up the flavor. With 14 Central Florida locations, including their brand new store in Windermere, Tools Ace is your neighborhood home maintenance expert, the helpful place every night and your best stop before the game. ToolsAceHardware.com and go Magic.
Left wing 3-ball up. That's it. That ball's snapping around. This team is hard to beat.
Afternoon traffic starting to pile up in some familiar areas. Stop and go on I-4 westbound through that World Drive area. Slowdowns getting through that Champions Gate area. There's delays due to an accident on 408 westbound before I-4. The right lane's blocked there, and a crash getting cleared up off to the shoulder on I-4 eastbound before Dirksen Drive. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Miss us while we're gone? Download the Game On podcast on iHeartRadio and take us with you wherever and whenever you want. It's all of Bianchi and I's wildest takes on demand on the daily. And while you're at it, make us your number one preset as well. Just search Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz, the state of Florida's premier sports talk radio show. Now back to these ads.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
A clutch performance is great on the football field, but when it comes to your freedom, clutch play from your legal representation is vital. When your freedom's on the line, you need Trey Flynn in your corner. Trey is a board-certified criminal defense attorney with 18 years of criminal defense experience. Trey's record speaks for itself. He defends DUI cases, serious felonies, and will fight tooth and nail to protect your rights and your future. Visit TreyFlynn.com or dial 407-557-6350. Arrested today? Call Trey.
Greatness is here.
All 830 of our famous footwear stores now carry Jordan brand. So it's easy to score Jordan brand footwear and accessories, from hats to backpacks to socks, for the full family at a store near you. Famous Footwear's in-store fit experts will help you find the perfect style and the perfect fit. Because every day is a chance to make it famous. Come in and shop Jordan brand footwear and accessories at your local Famous Footwear store today.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
Sports season is in high gear, and iHeartRadio's got it all. The NFL.
It's a touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Baseball postseason.
Tail time in game one.
College football, the NHL, and the NBA is about to tip off. It's all right at your fingertips on the iHeart app with play-by-play podcasts and local stations where you can join the conversation.
I agree with the last caller. We got to be done with that guy.
Join the millions who are already doing it. Open the free iHeartRadio app now. Sports on iHeartRadio, where fans live.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Again! Here's that song again for the 100th time today. Here's that song again. It's gonna be stuck in your head all day. Here's that song again. It will make you cry.
You love your kids enough to watch that TV show a bajillion times. Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat for their age and size. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I don't know about you, but I can't stand when I see creepy crawlies all over my house. That's why I have to have a pest control provider that doesn't just treat the pest problem, they solve it. You can keep your home protected from the bugs all year long. Get yourself a termite bond while you're at it. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz and Mike Bianchi from Game On sent you by. Get 10% off of your initial service. Burn Pest is a family-run operation right here in our backyard in Central Florida. Go and find them online easily, and don't stress about these pests anymore. It's burnpests.com.
Orlando's hometown sports station. This is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the free iHeartRadio app.
This is Anthony Black with the Orlando Magic, and you're locked into Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Listen throughout the day for some bonus bucks Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Your chance to score $1,000 just for listening to this great show right here. Listen for the keyword and then head to our website, 969thegame.com, or on the iHeartRadio app. Type in that keyword and you'll be instantly entered. I think
Are we allowed to win? Are we allowed to win?
No. I don't think so. I don't think so. But I don't know for sure. So go ahead, give it a shot. It'll at least help with the numbers. I think my biggest beef, Mike, with sports bars out there, we're raging about restaurants today. And we have John Taffer from Bar Rescue who's going to join us in the next segment. He'll talk about this at a much more astute level than I will. But the thing that bothers me the most about any place that identifies themselves as a sports bar is that your employees, because they're the ones that are actually operating the restaurant. Managers are either busy doing something else, they're in the back, they're worried about the kitchen, they're not monitoring the TVs. If you're a sports bar, your employees have to know which sporting events matter the most to the general public. When I walk into a sports bar and they are
absolutely
just lost, they're just playing replays of who knows what. They've got random racing channels on. Like
that is such a good observation, Kravitz. And it doesn't even have to be sports bar. I mean, obviously sports bars, that's their business. So they should know what sports are on and what's the most important sporting events that are on. But sometimes I'll go to the gym on a Sunday afternoon, and I'll watch. I want to get on the treadmill. And they have all these TVs up there, all right? But the employees have to put them. Why wouldn't at the gym on a Sunday afternoon? Why wouldn't you have football on all the TVs on a Sunday afternoon?
It's just an obvious move. Whatever is going to bring the most eyeballs to the screen. And I think your employees have to be trained up on this stuff. There should be. I worked at a sports bar once where we were on Sunday mornings. We were printed out a schedule of the games, what channel they were on Direct TV.
That's a good boss right there. That's a good boss. That's a good operation right there. There are too many bad operations.
He happened to be a terrible boss, but was really on point when it came to the Sunday games, and I appreciated that as a sports fan. But if the Magic are on, you shouldn't have the Red Sox game on if you're running a bar in Orlando. These are the kind of things that your employees have to be aware of, that sort of stuff. Let's head to the iHeart Talk back. We've got Jesse standing by with one of his gripes.
Guys, my biggest gripe with restaurants is when I can't get my drink refilled fast enough. Typically, it's a good cold IPA. I'm waiting on my food, and the longer I wait on my food and I don't have a beer, I'm getting more hangry. But if I have a beer, I'll wait all night. So when my beer gets half full, just ask me if I want another. It's a yes every time. You're going to make more money. Win-win.
Yeah, or just bring it. We'll talk about whether or not we're paying for this later.
I have a solution. I have a solution for that because that annoys me as well.
I like some anticipatory serving. What do you have?
Well, yeah. First of all, order 2 beers. Order 2 beers when they ask you what you want. Or sometimes I'll get so annoyed, I'll just walk up to the bar and get my beer there and bring it back.
That's against the code.
I know it's against the code, but so what? Hey, then show up on time. Get there quicker.
Yeah.
Why is that against the code?
That's against the code. You got to order. You have to order through the person that's serving you.
No.
It ups your check.
Okay.
Then it ups the tip. And
I would gladly do that if they showed up when I need a beer.
Somebody on the text line, non-restaurant related, said, I really love the show. You guys are doing a great job. Thanks for littering Orlando with the sports junk that we deserve. And then they also gave themselves credit because they said that would be a good quote for the show. We appreciate that. We like a little creativity. Somebody earlier said my first date with a girl that I met online, she said she wanted to go to a low-key restaurant. I figured 7-Eleven hot dogs would be a good idea. Still unsure why she blocked my number.
Nothing the matter with that Bahama Mama, that big dog on the rotisserie at the 7-Eleven.
I'm a big believer in you got to set the bar really low. That way you constantly have room to jump over it. If you start at 7-Eleven, you've got nowhere to go but up from there. Up next, TV superstar John Taffer, the host of my favorite show, Bar Rescue, joins the show live right after this.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Hey, it's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. You don't stay in business 50 years without doing something right. At Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont, that something is trucks. It's truck month, and they're celebrating their 50th anniversary with an amazing deal. 2.9% APR for 72 months on a new 2026 Silverado 1500. Whether you're towing your toys, tackling tough jobs, or exploring off-road, there's a Silverado for you. Again, over 60 in stock and ready to roll, baby. For 50 years, Don Mealy Chevrolet has been the name Florida Trust for power, performance, and pride on the road. Stop by and celebrate with the pros at Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont. Chevy, together, let's drive.
When it's blazing outside and your AC is acting up, folks, that's not just a minor inconvenience. That is a full-blown crisis. That's why I trust Mills Air. They don't cut corners. They don't play games. They just deliver every single time. Think of them as the MVP of keeping your home nice and cool. Whether it's routine maintenance, fast repairs, or downright emergency, Mills Air is going to keep your home comfortable and energy efficient all season long. They've been doing that for Orlando homeowners and business owners since 1992. They've been my trusted resource for years and years now. Mills Air is also a Carrier Factory authorized dealer. What does that mean for you? It means they offer rebates up to $1,275 for a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always rely on the family-owned and operated Mills Air. Don't wait till the fourth quarter. Call Leon and the crew today. Schedule your appointment and tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. The number to call, 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
Straight Talk presents the math of more. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week. Brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-743-8080. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks, handcrafted with their signature espresso and real pumpkin sauce. Then topped with whipped cream, cinnamon, and nutmeg. PSL. Get it while it's hot or iced. Only at Starbucks.
Magic guard Jalen Suggs is ramping up from his knee injury, taking contact for the first time at practice Tuesday. The status for opening night, though, is up in the air. UCF is getting set to host West Virginia this weekend. The Knights are hoping to stop a 3-game skid after they lost to Cincinnati. And Dodgers right-hander Yoshinobu Yamamoto threw baseball's first postseason complete game in 8 years last night in Milwaukee. I'm Scott Davidson.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz. Looking for an exceptional driving experience? Find it behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz SUV. Experience the power, precision, and intelligence of an iconic Mercedes-Benz SUV at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today.
Okay, fellas, let's be real. If your wife or girlfriend isn't herself lately, if she's tired, cranky, no interest in sex, it's not her fault. And if you're walking around foggy, low energy, low sex drive, it's not just you getting older, it's your hormones. Both of you. That's why I want you to call Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. This is where couples go when they want to feel alive again. This isn't one of those cookie cutter clinics you see at the strip malls where they give you a testosterone shot in the butt and send you on your way. The difference is Dr. John Carrazella. He's an internationally acclaimed Yale-trained doctor who gave up a successful career as an orthopedic surgeon to focus on hormone health. He's helped thousands of couples get their mojo back to feel sharp, sexy, and actually excited to be around each other again. And fellas, trust me, when she starts feeling better, everything changes for both of you. So stop toughing it out and start living again and do it together. Go to hormonesandwellness.com. That's hormonesandwellness.com for all the information. It's a gift that will truly last a lifetime.
Orlando's new home for Florida State football is AM 810 Fox Sports Radio Orlando. Hear every game live on AM 810 or search Fox Sports Radio Orlando on the free iHeartRadio app. Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Now this right here is an absolute treat. John Taffer, host of the great show Bar Rescue and owner of the brand new Taffer's Tavern opening up on iDrive. He joins the show right now. John, this is an absolute honor. Big fan. Congrats on the opening.
Thanks, guys. Good to be with you.
I have to tell you this. Your show is like therapy for me. I'm a bit obsessive when it comes to this job and sports in general. And when I feel myself reaching a point of burnout during the day or throughout the week, it is always Bar Rescue that I put on. And it's something about you yelling at some lazy restaurant owner that just brings me back to center. And I had to tell you how much I appreciate everything that you do.
So, isn't it sort of like a sporting event in a sense? Right? It's a challenge. There's a winner, there's a loser, so to speak, in these confrontations. And I could see why you would relate to it.
There is something to that. And I also worked in the service industry for a long time, so it takes me back to that era of my life. So it is sort of like a meeting in the middle. Now tell me about the restaurant, Taffer's Tavern, down on iDrive. What's the vibe and how excited are you for the ribbon cutting?
Very much. Well, we opened our first one outside of Atlanta in Georgia. We're now opening our third one in Atlanta, and this is our first in Florida. I love Orlando, guys. I'm a huge fan of this market and this whole area. I live down in Wellington, Florida. So to open on Orlando and on iDrive, and it's a great location. But the tavern is something that every plate, every drink I'm proud of. Guys, this is a labor of love for me. Best cocktails you've ever seen, best cocktails you've ever tasted. I'll guarantee that. And our team, our staff, our food, we call it an elevated tavern experience. And when you think about it, the difference between a tavern and a restaurant is sort of intimacy. You know what I mean, guys? It's cool, it's cozy, it's a great place to hang for 4 hours and watch an entire game. It's not bright, it's not light, it's not shiny. It's none of those things. It's a great, comfortable, upscale environment with food and drinks that after 40 years, I'm really proud of.
John, Orlando obviously is a big tourist area. I'm curious, what is Orlando's reputation as a sort of food and beverage restaurant capital?
Well, it's interesting. I think that the theme parks and, especially with their emphasis on food and beverage these days, Universal and Disney, if you look at that and the bar experiences and the food experiences, that seems to outweigh, the local operations that exist in town from a media standpoint, it seems to me. But, Orlando is to me, a bunch of small towns in a sense. Downtown is its own thing. I remember the Church Street Station days downtown. I used to hang out there. But, it's a lot of great little neighborhoods with some great local operations. And, sometimes the massive corporations footprint here outweighs that. And that's sort of unfortunate.
Also, I've always wanted to ask you this question. My favorite movie, even though it's a bad movie, is Roadhouse. All right. The old Patrick Swayze movie where he's the bouncer and he's hired to come clean up this bar, this raunchy redneck bar. I'm curious, if you walked into the Double Deuce Lounge from Roadhouse, would you have rescued it or burned it down?
I would have burned it down, probably in that case. Make sure nobody was in it when I did it, but some bars are not worthy of recovering. You know, I've walked out on a couple of them in the show over the years that weren't worthy. I think that might have been a walkout, guys.
Another question: you did the marriage show as well. Which is easier, rescuing a failing bar or a failing marriage?
Wow. You know, it's interesting. The marriages are almost easier, guys. It's like people get so emotionally attached to their bars, and it's such a public thing. They don't want to change anything. But, you know, within the confines of a marriage, I think people are a little quicker to change. So marriage rescue is easier than bar rescue. I can't believe I'm saying it, but it is.
Wow.
I did not. I knew he was going to ask you that, John. I did not know the answer would go that way, but this is why we asked the questions. We're talking to John Taffer. He's the host of Bar Rescue and the owner of Taffer's Tavern. You can go and check it out on iDrive, opening up here today. What is the most common thing, since this is a sports show and you know sports bars just about better than anybody, what's the most common thing that sports bar owners specifically get wrong about sports bars?
You're asking the right guy this question. I don't know if you know this. I created NFL Sunday Ticket.
Yeah.
And if you Google it, it'll tell you that I have. So, you know, I've studied sports and bars for a long time. Guys, look, you know, we're on a roll here in Florida. We got a championship hockey team. You know, it's a good time down here for us. But the fact of the matter is sports only fills a bar 70 days a year. That's it, man. They don't come to every baseball game. They don't come to every early season hockey game or basketball game. So sports fills a bar 70 days. That's it, man. In a massive sports town, maybe 80 days. So what do you do the rest of the year? You better have great food. You better have great drinks. You better have promotions. You better have things to do. You know, years ago, when I was operating my own sports bars in Chicago, on Monday night, everybody had Bear promotions. Chicago Bears, Chicago Bears. I had promotions for Green Bay Packers. While everybody was fighting for Bears customers, my bar was packed with Green Bay fans. So go in a different direction. Years ago, when everybody was doing Monday Night Football, I hate Monday football nights. My bar was packed with 300 women. Which bar would you go to? And we still had the game on TV. So sports promotions today needs to be creative. You know, everybody's going to air the same teams at the same time. What do you do to make it fun, to make it cool? And then while they're there for a sporting event, what do you do to get them back for a non-sporting event day? You know, that's the magic to running a great sports bar, guys.
That's phenomenal advice. So since we're on the advice train, what's the first thing that you have to get right when you open a restaurant?
Oh, boy. You know, I think the first thing that you have to get right is obviously the connective elements to it. You know, Taffer's Tavern, I can tell you I'm really proud of the food. I'm really proud of the beverage. I'll tell you what I'm most proud of is the staff. They're unbelievable. I mean, they look in your eyes, they smile, they connect, they care about you. You know that they care about you. Guys, you know, you can make a drink at home. Look, man, I can turn on your show, listen to the two of you guys, learn everything I need to about sports today, eat whatever I want, listen to whatever I want, program my streaming services. I don't need to go to a bar for a drink, and I don't need to go to a restaurant for food. I go because of the connectivity of it. That's the human aspect of it. Great bars connect, and great bars make people connect. For example, when you do seating on a zero level, the first level of a bar, seating should always be high, because when you're sitting at a bar stool and walking by, everybody's eyes are within 10 inches of each other in height, creates more eye contact. If an elevated area of a bar has one staircase, and you see a girl or a guy at the back of that staircase and you want to have eye contact, so you walk back to that section and there's a dead end, you feel like an idiot. You got to turn around and go back the other way. There's got to be a second staircase so you can flow through and not look like an idiot, so to create interaction. So when you create flow and eye height, and then you play with music volume, the louder it is, the closer you have to be together to talk. The dimmer the lights, the closer you have to be together to connect visually. So when you play with all of these elements of connectivity and flow and eye contact and physical contact, and even throw the butt funnel in there, right? When people rub into each other to get on the dance floor. These are the things that make bars great. When you make a new friend, when you talk to somebody, when you're sitting next to a fan, the great connectivity, right? Is I'm a sports fan. I'm going to sit next to another sports fan. How cool is that? We can talk all night. That's what makes a bar great, is the connectivity. That was pretty profound, I thought.
I am ready to go to Taffer's Tavern right
No
now.
doubt. No doubt. Let's stop the show.
Hey,
let me know
John,
when you're
real
going,
quick.
guys. I'll set you up.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm taking
John,
you up
real
on that.
quick before you go, ever since COVID, I've had some bar managers and restaurant managers I know say it's hard to find, for lack of a better term, workers today. Do you think the American workers gotten lazier since COVID?
I think that they've put quality of life before hard work in many cases these days. You know, it's sort of aligned the way we think. And I think that's true. But, you know, the great thing about working in a bar or restaurant is you can work mornings, you can work afternoons, you can work just evenings, so it works with a part-time schedule. You know, I'll tell you something that probably insults the person who said that to you. People want to work in great places. If they don't want to work for you, it's probably not a great place.
The Taffer's Tavern franchise is making its Florida debut in the heart of Orlando, right there on International Drive. Great place to go get some phenomenal bites. And from what I've heard from John Taffer, the best drinks that you'll find anywhere. John Taffer, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for the info, for the time today, and congrats again.
Thanks, guys. Good to talk. Take care.
That was awesome.
Evans, let's go to Taffer's and get us an old fashioned.
Sounds good to me. I'm going to do that right now. See you later, Mikey.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
That was a moment for me. I just need you guys to know that. I love that show. Let's talk about Hard Rock Bet. Fully loaded this time of year. Baseball postseason, football season in full swing, NBA around the corner. You can use the Stats Hub over on Hard Rock Bet with confidence when you do. You can find the hottest streaks, the latest line moves, and more, all on the Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub. Hate to brag, but did tell you about FIU covering that 10.5. The Dodgers winning last night. The Falcons on Monday Night Football. I'm on a bit of a heater right now. Feels nice. Come and join me over on Hard Rock Bet. Parlays, teasers, props, whatever your flavor is. Hard Rock has the toppings that make that sports action ever so sweet, and everyone is invited to the Hard Rock party. Head to Hard Rock and roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Orlando, are you ready to rock it? My favorite beach getaway, Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach, is calling your name. Not even an hour's drive from downtown Orlando. You'll find modern luxury, legendary Hard Rock vibes, and that endless Florida sunshine. Even in the middle of winter, lounge by the oceanfront pool, grab a bite at their world-famous restaurant, or unwind at the spa. And when the sun sets, enjoy live music under the stars at their beachside band shell. For reservations, go to hardrockhotels.com/Daytona Beach.
Traffic's piling up on the ramp from I-4 eastbound of Florida's Turnpike. Keep left to avoid those delays. It's stop and go westbound on I-4 through that World Drive area into that Champions Gate area. Emergency crews have cleared up that crash on 408 westbound before I-4, although we still got police activity off to the shoulder there. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration, serving coastal and central Florida.
When storm damage hits, call the pros. Paul Davis Restoration, on call 24/7, giving you peace of mind and restoring your home or business. When things go wrong, they do what's right. Call Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-857-4433. That's 800-857-4433. Again, 800-857-4433.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
A clutch performance is great on the football field, but when it comes to your freedom, clutch play from your legal representation is vital. When your freedom's on the line, you need Trey Flynn in your corner. Trey is a board-certified criminal defense attorney with 18 years of criminal defense experience. Trey's record speaks for itself. He defends DUI cases, serious felonies, and will fight tooth and nail to protect your rights and your future. Visit TreyFlynn.com or dial 407-557-6350. Arrested today? Call Trey.
The one and only Monster Jam. The world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks like Grave Digger and Mole. Coming to Camping World Stadium January 10th. Brought to you by Big 80 Tires. You have to see it live, so don't miss it. Lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
Welcome to Embers Only on iHeartRadio Orlando, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Step inside the luxury cigar lifestyle with our cigar of the week. And this is a brand new one for me. It's the Muestra de Saca Krakatoa. And what you have here is a cigar that was supposed to be released in 2021. They pulled that back because they wanted the public to be able to access it. And the reason why is because it took 2 years and dozens of reworks to perfect. And it is perfect. Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and fillers. This is a beautiful, earthy, rich cigar. Every single puff just fills your palate with this beautiful, rich tobacco flavor. A really unique experience, and you can have it today for only $141.95 a box. That's 10% off, so grab it today. It's the Muestra de Saca Krakatoa, and it is your cigar of the week. Thanks so much for joining us for Embers Only. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Downtown, Heathrow, Sand Lake, Sarasota, Tampa, and always online at coronacigar.com.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Catch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all season long on Real Radio 104.1 and the free iHeartRadio app, sponsored by First Horizon Bank. Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Okay, here's the Mount Rushmore. Fudge Sundae has to be on there. That is the most classic.
Talking about a hot
fudge sundae.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit of brownie in there. A traditional cheesecake. We were talking New York style creme brulee. Okay,
creme brulee is at the top of my list.
You're gonna torch the top of that thing, make it nice and crusty at the top, but in a good way. And then the fourth is the molten lava cake. Chili's really made this popular. That's where you kind of have the little, it's like a triangle brownie, and you poke the top of it, and then this hot fudge is dripping down the side.
Yeah.
That's a how, isn't it?
That's a how. Those are all how. That's a much better Mount Rushmore of desserts than Mount Rushmore of sports movies.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeartRadio app.
I've been telling you guys about Kevin Prager with LPT Realty, one of the top 25 producing agents in Central Florida. This guy is money, literally, and he joins me now to chat about the latest in real estate. Your communication and availability is what sets you apart. Why is that such an important aspect of what you do in real estate?
Because you have to build a relationship with people. If people don't trust you, if they can't get in touch with you, they're not going to understand and believe that you have their best interest at hand. I always answer my phone. If I don't answer my phone, I'm going to call you back. And most of the time I shoot you a quick text that says, I'll call you right back. Now I do set some boundaries, typically about 7 or 8 o'clock at night, I'm not going to answer, but for the most part, you can get in touch with me, which makes the process easier.
When it comes to real estate, experience matters. Trust Kevin Prager to guide you right along. Search him by name on Facebook or call him today, 407-702-4635.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WYGM Orlando, WJRR, HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Free never sounded so good.
This is Paulo Banchero with the Orlando Magic, and you're locked into Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Hey guys, this is Brian. The Tua situation, him up on a podium. It seems to have a real Russell Wilson type feel to me. I don't know why, but it just does. See you.
I agree with you, Brian. A guy that's out of touch. That's the feel that you have. Wing It Wednesday at Wing House. Wild as it is over at Wing House. The girls wear pink. The energy is high. And the deals are delicious. All you can eat boneless wings and fries, the ultimate midweek feast. Go and find yourself at a Wing House near you. Good food, beautifully served. Do you get that same vibe, Mike?
No,
I think
that's a bad comparison. Russell Wilson would have been the quarterback who didn't show up for the players only meeting because he thought he was above the team. I don't think Tua thinks he's above the team. I don't think that at all. Russell Wilson, he had it when he was in Denver. He wanted his own office. I mean, come on. No, I don't think that's Tua.
But Russ was all about the brand, though. Broncos country, let's ride. I wonder what if Tua was like that, would it be Miami Dolphins football? Let's swim. Russell Wilson was just a cheesy guy. That didn't connect, and I think that's the part. Not the cheesiness, but yeah, the lack of connection. It doesn't seem like Tua has that built-in connection. Like he was asked about. Did you hear this one last week? We didn't spend any time on this, but Tua was asked about criticism on social media. I don't know what the exact question was, but that was the gist of it. And his response was, I'm not on social media. Whether I throw touchdowns or interceptions, I'm going home to my kids. And that's nice. It's probably a healthy human way to digest that, but that's not what anybody wants to hear.
Not what the fans want to hear. No.
Fans that are living and dying and painting their faces and they're distraught on a Monday morning when their team loses, and you're like, I don't care.
And losing $500 at DraftKings. Yeah. They're not.
Right. Yeah. And he's over here going, well, I'm going to hug my kids anyway. Okay. That makes you a good person, but it doesn't make you a good quarterback necessarily.
No question.
On the text line at 50857, we got this one earlier. This is about Orlando Magic basketball. Somebody said, I usually don't like futures bets, especially with injury possibilities, but the Magic over 52.5 wins looks pretty good. Am I a blind Magic fan or am I onto something? 52.5, though, that's a lot. You got to get to 53 wins. That's a lot. Just go back to last year. The 3 seed in the East was the Knicks. They fell short of that. They had 51. The Pacers have a height of them. They made it to the NBA Finals. They won 50 games in the regular season. You have to be so outstanding to get close to 55 wins in the NBA regular season. I don't think there's much value on that.
Kravitz, real quick, by the way, our guest we just had on that you were fawning over.
I still am. That was a moment for me.
That was kind of embarrassing.
Okay.
You were almost like a groupie at like a concert.
I don't have time for this right now. You give me crap for this at the top of the hour, okay? Text in right now your chance at today's prize. Entry
it's so good. I love your show.
Entry into our Zonehead Fantasy Basketball League. All right, answer this. I can't get through this.
Change my
How am
life.
I supposed to give out trivia when all you're doing is making fun of me? We're back in 60 seconds.
You're so